What's up? It's me, Winter, aka Emma Jane. I just got my nails done. They are popping orange. I am so here for it. Trying to give like little tropical vibe, if you feel me. And today is a continuation of the how-to series that I am doing. And this came in from one of the listeners. Thank you for these questions. And here is the question: how to know when enough is enough and successfully walk away without coming back. Ooh, these are my kind of topics because I am all about not staying where it is not good to stay. So here's the thing. A lot of us struggle with this, all right? How long is too long? And this is not just about relationships. This could be a job. This could be a house. This could be a car. It could be all kinds of things that are commitment based. And you just keep pouring and pouring into it. And guess what? You're not getting any ROI, return on your investment. And I think that it sucks because in life, we will find ourselves committing to things and realizing down the line after we have invested and poured that it just was not the thing to do. And then we're sitting there like, I need to quit. I need to do this. And I'll tell you something. A lot of times this comes from our parents, okay? We're like, oh, we don't quit. We keep going. And no one ever tells you when to stop. And see, no, I didn't have a dad like that. My dad was like, listen, kid, if it doesn't work, you need to just stop and you need to find something that does work. And I think that was really good advice because I truly pride myself on not staying in situations longer than a certain period of time and I give myself grace. And I want to help give you grace today about leaving or staying in a situation that may or may not be good for you long term, because you only get a certain amount of years on this earth, okay? And if you invest a lot of time into something that is not right for you, I promise you, you will look back at your life and go, why did I waste all this time? And there were signs leading up to that space that says, dude, get out, go away. And let me just say this. I went to this Oprah tour years ago. It was called the Live Your Life Tour. And she had this powerful imagery up, right? Where there were like these magnetic balls, you know, the kind where you drop the balls and it goes boom and they keep hitting each other like boom, boom. And so she was saying how when you are on the wrong path, God/universe, higher power will send like rain clouds. And then what will happen after that is then drizzle will come, and then raindrops will come, and then a storm will come, and then a tornado will come, and then after that, you're just destroyed. And that is how she described staying in a situation that is damaging for you, because you will see signs along the way. You will see the clouds come in, you will see the drizzle, you will see the wind, you will see the storm, you will see the tornado. And you are going to be like, you look back and go, dang, I seen all of those phases that I should have got the heck on and I didn't. And so that is what we want to talk about today. And you need to first ask yourself. So here's a couple of things. So I have, let's say, 4 things that will show you enough is enough. And then I'll talk about how to successfully walk away without coming back. And it's really, really easy. You just have to take your emotion out of it. All right. So the first thing is, have you done everything in your power that was possible to keep what you're trying to keep? So if you're talking about a relationship, when enough is enough, all right, have you done everything? Have you gone to couples therapy? Have you got a mediator? Have you brought your family in? Have you done any of these things? Read books, made a plan? And if you have not done all of those things, then that means you have not exhausted all your possibilities. There's another little hint though. If you haven't done all these things, part of you feels like it's probably not worth doing it. And that is your number one sign that enough is enough. You don't even feel like doing it. And if you don't feel like doing it, that is a real red flag that this is probably not even something that you're invested in doing. So those are your first, questions that you need to ask yourself. Have I exhausted all possibilities to try to fix the situation? If I don't feel like any of these things are worth my time and energy, it's safe to say that you probably should exit stage left. All right, I don't know if it's going to look left or whatever, but that's my right, so it should say left. Sorry about that. But anyway, the second thing is it abusive or toxic? Now, just because enough is enough doesn't mean that you're in an abusive or a toxic relationship. It just means that you could just don't want to be there anymore and you need variety. Some people don't want to eat hamburgers for the rest of their life. And that can mean a job or a relationship or whatever. You just need a change of scenery, and you don't want to give yourself permission to do that because it seems whack. Well, let me tell you, sometimes you need to give yourself that permission to say, it's okay for me to want to change. There is a book called Eat, Pray, Love that I suggest certain people read that talks about, she had this great life with this person, but it just wasn't for her. So it doesn't always have to be abusive or toxic, but if it is, that could be definitely a green flag of saying enough is enough. I no longer want to be treated like this. I no longer want to tolerate this behavior. And so I want to exit stage left. And if that's the case, by all means, you don't need permission to say, I want to have a healthier environment. And that goes for work, family, whatever. Enough is enough. This is whack, and this doesn't feel good to my soul. Okay? So the third thing is, ask yourself, is this a pattern that you've been in before with other situations? If it has, perhaps the situation is not just enough is enough. It might be you. You might be getting yourselves in situations that you don't actually like. Case in point, I know a couple men, okay? A couple. And they keep having the same situation with their girlfriends. No matter who the girlfriend is, they have the same situation over and over again. I have proposed to all of these scenarios that you might not be relationship material. And that is okay. But if you have parents that are traditional or religious and they're pressuring you to have a baby or family, and they're telling you, you need to settle down or you need to get married, you might actually find yourself in situations that you don't really want to be in, that you're not happy with being because you're not being yourself. Yes, I said that. There are some people not built for monogamous relationships. There are some people built not for the jobs that they're doing. There are some people built who are nomads and don't want to be bothered with other people, but keep trying to force themselves in situations that are uncomfortable and not right for them. And all they're doing is really destroying the other person in the process. You might have to ask yourself, is this a pattern that you keep running into? And if it is, it's okay. Be honest with yourself. Be honest about how much time you want to spend where you are. And if you don't like what you're doing, well, I would say change it. And don't feel bad. I'm here to give permission to all the people who struggle with making decisions based on their belief systems. And quick story. Both of my parents passed away before I was 20 years old, okay? So I didn't have a ton of pressure on me to do the things that most traditional parents will do, like having kids and getting married and when you gonna do this and when you gonna do that. I didn't have that. I got to kind of go out into the world and create the things that I want. And what happened because of that is that when I didn't like a job, I said, you know what, I'm gonna stay here for 6 months. If it doesn't get better, I'm out. If I don't like a relationship, I would say I'll give it a year and then I would get out. I look back at my life and I'm so grateful that I was able to move without pressure from people around me. A lot of people will give you the wrong advice because they are giving you the advice that they think your parents want for you. They think that they wish they did for themselves. And a lot of times it's just not for you. So you have to remember that this is your life that you're living, and you have to get comfortable making deadlines for how long you're going to put up with crap. Because if not, I swear you will look back in life and go, dang, why did I do that? Another thing is, I got a good scenario for you. When I used to do therapy, I would give this question, and I know this is a morbid question, but I would say, If you were diagnosed with cancer or some terminal illness and the doctor told you you had 6 months to live, would you continue to do what you were doing for another 6 months? This is a game changer question. This has helped me put things in perspective, because you will find out that if you had a limited time on this earth to do something and you were really, really like over it, you would not deal with it if you only had 6 months to live. I promise you, it will put in perspective. Like, I would not stay with this person if I had 6 months to live. I would go be happy because this is not it for me. I say, ask yourself these questions when you are coming up against questions like, how long should I stay? If you knew you had 6 months to live and you were at a job you hated, I bet you would quit that job and go do something you wanted. I promise you would. So just think about that. All right. Ask yourself those questions. The next thing is, what are the pros and cons of staying or leaving? If there's more pros than cons, consider staying a little bit longer. If there's more cons than pros, well, you have your answer. So when it comes to walking away for good, all right, here goes the sum up. You have to first recognize that there is going to be a void in whatever you're walking away from. You must be proactive and create what things are you going to input to replace the void or the elimination of what you're doing. So if this is a relationship we're talking about, once you break up with this person, you need to understand, you need to instantly start looking to replace the void with something else that makes you happy. So that means pouring back into yourself, working out, scheduling time with other people that you haven't seen, talking on the phone with people, scheduling time, literally knowing that if you start to get lonely at 9:30, find a television show that you like to watch, meditate, do something that is beneficial for your heart, mind, and soul when you walk away from something that is a big chunk of your life. This will keep you from going backwards. I promise. It is not so much that we're lonely and missing the person or that we did the wrong thing. It's just finding something that's more stimulating than what the person used to bring us or the job used to bring us or whatnot. So find a way to write down, what am I going to do? If I let this go, what is going to be my new schedule? That will help you from going backwards. So anyway, I hope you loved this little video about how to say, walk away when enough is enough and to stay away from going backwards just because you're bored, lonely, settling, all the things. Don't do those things. Be proactive. Take care of you. Use that season to pour back into you. Hope you loved it. Like and subscribe. And thank you so much for all the comments. Let me tell you something. I want to know, what are some of the situations where you struggled with is enough? I would love to know. The listeners would love to know. Leave me a comment. And how did you handle it? And how did you know when it was time to walk away? I think it is so important that listeners see how other people achieved these same situations. How do they get over it? So please leave comments for other people who are just like you, and if you overcame a hurdle, help other people overcome those hurdles, Like and subscribe, or I'm going to cut it, just playing. And thank you so much for tuning in. You can always DM me at Thetrillestwinter, and you can always email me. I am here for you. And make sure you share with somebody who is struggling with walking away. I'm sure they will appreciate you for this. All right, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.